Alright guys, so we're on our first documentation video.
Hi YouTube, today gonna talk about my camera I had since 2009, Canon HD camcorder. So now here's my 2009 Vixia HF200 camcorder. I got, well, my sister Cynthia got it for me from Fry's Electronics in 2009. Paid her what I saved for it. That was half of the cost of which was around $800 at the time. I was 16 and had it since through high school, my last years, and been through a lot. I took it to Mexico City in 2012, used it at lots of occasions, and one time at my birthday event in Compton, things got where it got stolen in January 2018, but fortunately it came back to me and I know it. I am not sure who stole it, but this is where it'll get hard for anyone to swallow through what I know, how it came back. I mean, the same camera that was stolen. When it got stolen, me and some family like him, a cameraman.
Hey, how's it going guys?
Yeah, like me and some family like him, like hoped and prayed that I'd get it back. There were prayers for me to get it back one way or another for how close to it I was considered and how much it meant to me for everything I've been through with it, and still am close to it. Everything I've been through all these years with it. When I thought of getting it back on eBay 2 months after it got stolen, I hoped in prayers I'd get it back. So when I looked, I went on eBay, and when I found it, it looked coincidental. So there was a bidding. There was a bidding, and on eBay it even said where it was shipping in from, not far from Compton East out. When I had my sister get it from me, which she won the auction for me, I got it back from eBay, wondering if anything would be or work too different for it to be the same one. So when I got it back in the mail, it looked as a big coincidence on the outside, which came with 2 extra remotes, extra power adapter, which I have the original main one for anyway, the main one that came when I first got it, and an SD card and some extra batteries. When I powered it on and looked at the settings more, they were all the same settings, worked the same, which is coincidental, but the settings were set the same like the clock settings. There wasn't a manual for it though, or advertised for it. Therefore I know it was tested to have known of its condition, and it was already an old model, or they would haven't had bothered to set the date right without a manual, which would have had to be done anyway for it not being used for past 3 months straight, or it would have not been it. So I got pics of a number code label before that was converted after it was stolen as well for when I get a new battery for it before. Now most people don't understand or imagine how much they do like around to cover up all evidence just to sell it knowing it's stolen just around Compton and other areas in LA, like not far. Not real economics, I guess you would say, because economics is real known knowledge and this is above most common knowledge. The thief must have sold it to a close friend to make money off of. That friend he sold it to found out from him some way that it was stolen, so that person was a professional to redetail every flaw and evidence on it, so they do it all to resell it and maybe get rid of the memory card it had, so there would be no trace, if ever, report of it stolen. They must have pawned it next, and the person who auctioned it on eBay back to us got it next to auction it on eBay. Now, the software to it is another thing, you know, like the image mixer user, like that I use to transfer the footage from the camera to the computer, and the way my computer works, you know, can tell me too, because I didn't have to I didn't have to reinstall it or anything, and if it wasn't the same one, it just had to take to reinstall the software, which was about it, you know, and it still worked, the software, you know, but I didn't have to do anything the way my computer is, so that tells something there. It tells, you know, that wouldn't be another one like it identical, you know, it's the same exact one, So now most people want to believe.
Does this wear look the same as yours? The wear on this little cover right here? You see how it's
it got worse since eBay.
Wait, but was it just like yours, or yours was brand new? Like, did it look like this too?
Yeah, exactly the same.
So that's evidence right there that it's the same exact one, because not all of them get worn the same.
Yeah,
and this looks identical to yours.
Yeah, and it you know, like, it got worn since eBay, and that's because of all the years I used it, you know. And
exactly.
Yeah, and that's evidence it's the same one.
Yes.
Yeah. Because no one would use it as much as I used it.
And do you still use it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no one would use it.
Which was your favorite camera to use? The one that I'm holding now? Or the one, that one? The one that you got back that was stolen?
Well, like, I don't really have a favorite, but it's like, you know, I like close to one I had for a long time, you know, like.
Which one records better?
I think that one, because it's
this one?
4K.
Oh, this one's 4K?
Yeah. Now, most people want to believe this is all coincidental because they don't understand to imagine how it all happens like this, like it either mostly could have or however, either one. And miracles are a part of the universe that most people don't see a part of either. There were prayers I'd get it back the same one way or another, as close I am to it, and therefore it is known that I got this same camera back I've had since high school, since I was 16 in 2009, and I still use it this day, and footage from it goes on DVDs. Yeah, and so they used it a lot over the years, you know, like, and anyone with a camera like this most commonly would have, like, not used it as much as me, you know, maybe just once in a while through a period of time, like, you know.
That's the. You know what all this is about?
Huh?
Other than documentation of the real thing,
Yeah.
this is called law of attraction.
Law attraction?
Law of attraction.
Yeah.
You know how that works? The way you just did it now.
Yeah.
You got your camera stolen and you wanted it back so bad that you eventually got it back. You bought your own camera back.
Yeah.
So you could do that with anything else, as long as you attract it.
Yeah.
But it has to be through pure energy.
Yeah,
It can't be over like something evil, you know? It has to be super pure, and
Yeah,
God will give it to you.
Yeah, like I was sad when I got stolen and thought I'd never see it again.
And look what's going on right now.
Yeah, and
You're holding it.
yeah.
Or you're holding it.
Therefore, this, you know, I had this till this very present day and still use it, you know. And here's how it works. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and if you push the record button, that would shows red. And yeah, today's February 2nd, 2020. Yeah, gonna maybe watch Super Bowl later.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Today's the day of.
All right.
So.
Nice camera.
Okay, it shows you know, still use it this day, and like I said, footage from this camera, put it on DVDs.
And how do you feel? Like $1 million bucks?
Feel lucky, I guess, like, you know.
Beautiful feeling, huh?
Yeah, and it's all because, you know,
Because of law of attraction.
yeah, and asking, you know, like, hoping that I get it back one way or another with prayers of family and loved ones. Like,
Yes.
Like you know.
And you could do that with anything else. It just has to be pure, baby.
Yeah, you were there too. Prayers on the
Yes, sir.
back.
All day.
Yeah. Like, it's the way they do things around that area in LA, you know, it's crazy. They really cover up evidence.
No, it's all around the world. It's not just there.
Yeah, but like,
But they do it here too.
commonly, you know, like, people don't know to, like, imagine, you know, they think real economically.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, so that's known, you know, hopefully, like, people, like, can see a point of view there, you know, like,
And hopefully change for the better.
yeah, like,
Right?
yeah, like, we're, you know, like, this about it, you know, stolen and getting it back, you know, is not, like, common economic, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's, you know, like, people, like, really do crazy ways, you know, like, to cover up, you know, from they afraid getting in trouble, you know, knowing that it's stolen.